Welcome back, life travelers, to another video by Ricardos Travels.
Is for you to be happy. Give me a chance to show that you can be. Well, open your eyes and see the way I see. 'Cause all that I want is for you to be happy with me.
Welcome, everyone. This is Ricardos from Ricardos Travels. And today, I'm going to go have some fun. No, I'm not breaking any stay-at-home orders or quarantines or anything like that. So I'm following all those rules, and I'm going to roll in for you some of those ways that they allow for you getting out. Just a couple of them is getting out and exercising, going to the store, going to the doctor, going to help neighbors or family, or take care of pets. All those kind of things they still allow, most of them. So check your area, your city, county, state. But a lot of them allow for all that. So it's not a total lockdown. You're not in prison, right? We're not in prison. This is America, right? So anyway, I'm going to go see how many parks I can find that are open and which ones are closed. Hopefully have a picnic lunch, go for a hike, and get away from this COVID stuff for a while. So come along, let's have some fun. Okay guys, so here's our first one. Closed. So we'll come back over here and we'll show you. There you go. Temporary closed. So one down. Whew. It's time for some lunch, guys. Beautiful day. So everything's greening up. Things are starting to bloom. So I brought me some lunch today. Hope you guys are getting out and enjoying yourselves. Alrighty. Haven't been able to hike much today, but it's starting to get warm. I'm gonna have to get my hiking legs back on. Woo! Okay. Got something simple today, just a sandwich, chips, pickles, apple, some juice, and a forest, and the birds and all our little friends out there. Hear them? Here we got a stream back over that way, so you can hear it vaguely as the water runs over the rocks. You can hear it echoing up. So, good spot. Cheers. Ooh, that's good. I'd pour you a cup if you were here. Maybe next time. So what are y'all up to today? It's what, Sunday? Hope you're out exercising, walking at least, if not hiking. And, you know, exploring your local parks around you. You don't got to drive 100 miles to go find a park. I bet there's one within just a mile or two of you, or a few miles anyway. So yeah, not to get onto the COVID thing at all, but as I mentioned in my intro, most of the stay-at-home orders, it's not a prison sentence. No, not at all. They allow you to just do dozens of different things. So they encourage you to go out and exercise, you know, if your local parks are open. Some have overreached and closed all their parks, but there's a lot open. So I encourage you to go online, check it out, see which parks are open. Or just walk in your neighborhood, right? Hey, just drive in the country, pull up on the side of the road, have a picnic, huh? Don't take much, you don't need a big park. You know, get out of the house. Those four walls will drive you nuts, won't they? Oh, this is nice. There's a stream down there. All kinds of birds. blue skies, puffy clouds. Still got a few bare trees, some just coming in. But yeah, everything's starting to look green. A few things have already started blooming. It's just beautiful. Could use a little breeze today though. It's a little bit warm. I'm gonna have to check the temperature in a bit. It's probably in the low 80s, low to mid 80s. But in direct sunlight, without tree cover in some spots, you know, carrying a pack. And I never pack light. Like I said, I do 3 or 4 times. So if I'm going for a day or two, I'll pack for 4 to 6 days. And quite honestly, I could probably go a couple weeks what I pack for just 2 or 3 days. I just like being over prepared. So yeah, I pack heavy, carry heavy. So yeah, whatever people, you know, say, oh, you just went for a 5-mile hike. Oh, what's a big deal? So, well, carry 80 pounds on your back and sun coming down on you. Gets to be a job. A lot of fun, a lot of exercise. But it almost reminds me of work. But I've got to stay prepared, so I just pack heavy. So what's your spring, summer plans? Because you know this COVID thing's not going to last forever. Better start planning. Get out. As soon as they open the floodgates, everybody's going to be out there. So you better start looking at your parks, where you're going to stay, where you're going to camp, where you're going to travel. Start thinking about it and planning it now. That's one thing you do. You know, don't just stay in your house and wish you could be out doing something. Start planning for it now, before the crowd starts. So I encourage you to think about what you're going to start doing. I hope everybody's having good weather. And it's just a perfect spring day here. Sorry for you folks up north. I hear there's still snowstorms going on up there. Although I've made a lot of trips, many trips in the snow. Camped out, hiked, RV'd in the snow. Of course, my rig's a 4-season rig, right? Because I don't have tanks outside that can freeze. And the liquids that I do have are either in the chest, the freezer chest, or I have a heating pad. This just wrapped under and around them. This keeps it above freezing. So yeah, my rig's 4-season. Now it's not 4-wheel drive, but it is front-wheel drive, so it does a lot better than rear-drive vehicles. And of course, I'm not pulling a big trailer, so that helps. And I've got weight on the top and the rear, which helps in slippery conditions. So it does pretty good. I mean, it's not an off-roader by any means, but I can get out in the fields you know, I don't want to intentionally go mudding or off-roading, four-wheeling, but I want to be able to get into campsites that aren't paved. You know, might take a pickup, the two-wheel drive pickup to get back there. This can get back there. Oh, appreciate that. All right. You too. Had some good Samaritans stop by here. So that was nice of them, wasn't it? I'm just off on a little side road here. It's not really a campsite. So yeah, they saw me back over here and they just, being good Samaritans, fellow RVers, campers, and just pulled up and said, hey, friend, you all right? So that's pretty good of them. That's what this community is about. So I wonder how everybody's keeping themselves entertained. Y'all finding things to do around your house, around your homestead, around your apartment? It'd be interesting to know what y'all do, especially if you have kids. I bet you're into a lot of games. Got some very interesting online courses now. A lot of them are free. That was quite interesting to find out. That was a positive in all this. Good stuff. And two, remember, in most places it's only for 10 days. What is it, to the 12th or the 13th? Yeah, again, I'm not breaking any ordinances or orders or anything like that. And in fact, a lot of them are suggestions. And I think there's, what, 8 or 9 states that don't have any stay-at-home orders at all. But almost all of them encourage you to get out and exercise. So that's what I'm doing. I'm out and I'm exercising. So there you go. I've had some folks on some of my other videos thought I was suggesting to break ordinances, to break quarantines, to break the law, to endanger people, and of course I wasn't, as I just pointed out. So yeah, I hope not too many people took it as though I was encouraging anybody to endanger anybody or break the law or do anything illegal. Hey, Mr. Bird. Wanted to chime in there, didn't he? He said, that's my forest. What are you doing here? Okay then. All right. It's quite insistent, isn't he? So yeah, I don't encourage breaking the law. I don't encourage endangering anyone, but I do encourage not panicking. That's what my videos are about. Just don't panic. Get rid of this fear that seems to be rampant, and this overreacting. That's all I was saying. It says, get rid of the fear, get rid of the panic. It's not as bad as it seems. We've had much worse, and we will have much worse in our lives. That's all I was saying. And to get out and exercise, travel, live life. What's so bad about that? I don't know why I got bad comments on that. And by the way, guys, if you didn't see my video and you're finding it hard to find, well, just about any supplies, I've got a video on how to find them, how to replace them, or how to make them. And I've also got in the same video a video on how to find free campsites. Well, free and cheap campsites. So it's got free resources, as well as some of those resources offer free campsites for RVers. Some of them are just like a $50 yearly membership, and then the stays are free, as many as you want, wherever you want. Another friendly Samaritan there. So that's two that stopped by, because this road over here actually goes into where the campgrounds and things are. So I guess they see me here, right here in the entrance, and wonder what's going on, because this is not a campsite. So. It's good to know if you break down out here, there's people that's concerned all the time, fellow travelers. It's sort of like a club. So, anybody out there having trouble finding anything? Any supplies at the stores? Is your stores well stocked? I know I've shown some of them around here. They're all low. Some are totally out. So let's hope they all get resupplied soon. I'd be curious in your location where you are, what your stores have, what they're short of. As well as how you're dealing with it. Did you have supplies? Were you already prepared? People call stockpiling now, you know. You thought ahead, planned ahead, invested in your future, and you got enough to hold you for several months. All of a sudden you're a hoarder. But no, I'm a planner. I'm not a hoarder. And I've been doing this for a long time. I didn't do it just last week. But that's what they call you now, as a hoarder. You're hoarding, you know. No. I didn't go to the Walmart and get 500 rolls of toilet paper or whatever. No, a little bit by little bit, every few months, buy a little bit more, buy a little bit more, buy a little bit more. And then, yeah, then you have several hundred for emergencies, whatever it is. It can be just weather, depending on your area, where you live, you know, it's a earthquake, tornado, drought, flood, hurricane, whatever. And there might not be mandatory stay-at-homes, but when I know there's an outbreak of whatever, you know, I will self-quarantine in a way anyway. So that's what I use it for. As well as if you have social unrest for whatever reason. So yeah, just all kinds of reasons you might want to prepare for the unexpected, for the emergency. But I'm not a hoarder to keep it away from anybody. So yeah, I think it's wise to prepare, responsible to prepare. In fact, I think it's our duty. So I encourage you to do the same. You know, because you just never know what's going to happen. And particularly if you have family, it's double your responsibility to prepare for emergencies, right? Anybody disagree with that one? You got family, it's your responsibility to take care of them, to plan, to prep, to keep extra supplies, eat extra food. It's just the responsible thing to do. I'm just saying. Got a slight breeze starting now. I don't know if you can see that in the trees blowing. Oh, love that sound of wind. So if you guys that do prepare, you know, you bad hoarders out there, I'm curious what you hoard, what you stock up on, what you think is important to have. So yeah, let me know in the comments. As well as, do you buy the pre-packaged meals? You know, the freeze-dried meals, things like that, or do you prep your own food and package up, put it in Mylar bags and things like that? As well as what's your plans for water? You can go a long time with everything else, but you can't go without water. So do you just got jugs of bottled water you filled up from your tap, your sink in the kitchen? Did you buy bottled water? And how long is that going to last you? How many gallons are you keeping? And is it just enough water for yourself or for your family? What if you have friends or family that got to join you? Do you have enough water supplies for them? What about long term? What if it's more than just a few days or a week or two or a month? Do you got, long term survival plans? Such, do you have property? You have a well that you can pull from? Do you water harvest or, catch rain off your roof or some other type of platform that catches the water and it runs in a barrel? I'm curious how you're doing it, how many people's doing it, how long do you plan to the emergency for? Some people just say 3 or 4 days or a week at the tops. That's all they plan for. I wouldn't advise that because those type of short plans require supplies to be available locally, and as you can see right now, those supplies aren't there. So those that just prepared for a couple of days, unfortunately, are having problems right now. So I feel bad for them. At least they planned a little bit, but I wish they would have planned for 2 or 3 weeks rather than 2 or 3 days, or even 2 or 3 months or 2 or 3 years, like I do. I plan for years. Of course, there's living and then there's surviving, right? So what I've done is up to a year, I can live comfortably without hardly any changes whatsoever. And then beyond that, for really the supplies last 30 years, but I would think at least up to the next 10 years, I could survive without any problem. And then supplement as I can as time went on. But yeah, just a couple days or a couple weeks, that's better than nothing. But if supplies are not available, you've put your family in jeopardy, and that's not good. That was funny. It was like a 4-cylinder pickup pulling a trailer. Could barely get up that hill. Yeah, don't underestimate the importance of your tow vehicle either. A lot of people start pulling trailers and say, I can pull it, it moves it fine. Yeah, what about up a hill and can you stop it? Oh, that's funny. That sounds like a motorcycle pulling that trailer. Oh, goodness. How about you ladies out there? You ladies prep, plan ahead? Are you in it with your guys? Or if you're single, do you still think of yourself? Other family members that might have to come stay with you, or your friends or neighbors? Are you thinking way ahead? Or are you just going from day to day, week to week, paycheck to paycheck, not investing in your future? Then when something happens, you lose what you've been working so hard for. You can't get your supplies. You're having a real tough time of it. I would be interested if you ladies would comment below as well. What do you do? Are you prepping? Are you right there along with your guys as well? What about the elderly, your parents? Are you prepping for them so if something happens they can come over to your place? Or do you plan to go over to their place when something happens? These are all important things to think about, and I think a lot of people after this COVID-19 thing are gonna not think so poorly about preppers anymore and start prepping a little bit themselves. Mark my words, that's gonna be a huge industry to invest into. It's gonna explode. Well, it's already exploded, but it'll keep exploding. People's gonna really think about, some will overdo it, I guess, and buy the wrong things. And that's another important thing. You gotta get the right things. A lot of folks that buy stuff, canned goods, they think you buy a bunch of canned goods and that's going to last 10 years. It's just not. I'll have to do a video on that as well, I guess. I got opinion on everything. Don't worry about it. I'll get to it. But yeah, canned goods is not a good choice for long term. Now, if you usually go through, 5 or 6 cans a month of one thing, and you buy 10 cans, that's fine. Or 20 cans even, that's fine. But don't go out there and spend thousands of dollars on canned goods, because it's going to go bad. When you need it, it's going to be spoiled. So please don't do that. Canned goods is not a good choice. So anyway, if you guys are interested in that, I'll go ahead and do a video on that. How I've prepped, what I use, Mylar bags, watertight, airtight, dark buckets and things like that. How you can preserve things yourself. Where you can get different products. Things to think about. And a lot of the things you think about is what can go wrong, such as like the canned goods, or how much of whatever to get and keep. So just comment in the section below. Let me know if you're interested. That's anytime, any of my videos. If there's something, say, hey, elaborate more on this, or how'd you do that? Let me know. Because this is a community channel, and I want to address things the community is interested in. I have all kinds of interest and some experience in many different things. And what I don't know, I find out. So I say I can do anything, but it's because I have confidence I can figure out anything and get it done. So anyway, if you're interested in it, let me know in the comments below. I didn't mean for this to be a soapbox lunch. I was just stopping for a minute to eat. But hey, that's sort of what you do, isn't it? If you were out hiking with a group, you sit around jawing, talking about different things. And that's all we're doing. I'm sitting here with you, and I'm giving you my 2 cents. So you can give it back or keep it, whatever. So we'll continue on here in a minute, see what parks are open. But since I've already been to several and they weren't open, I decided just to take a hike in this area and then stop for lunch here. We can't go all the way back in there because it's got the gates closed. So that is a real problem, I realize, for full-time RVers. Again, that's why I did that video, to help you guys out. So check out that video. And remember, the link's up the top left, as well as down in the comments below, right? And if I forget any links, let me know in the comments. I'll put it in there. Sometimes I forget. It's funny. Some people say I got too many links, too much information. Others say, hey, you didn't put that link in there. So you can't please everybody. I do what I can. It is what it is. So take it or leave it. Oh, goodness. Opinions. Everybody's got them, don't you? Everybody's got an opinion. Daggum planes find me no matter where I go. I always say that, but it's true. As soon as I hit the record button, the plane's going to come overhead. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me today on my drive, my hike, checking out the local park, see what's open, adventuring out, getting exercise. Again, I encourage you to. In most places it is legal and allowed. So check your resources of your city, your county, your state. I bet you'll find you're not as locked down as you think you are. You're not in prison. I think a lot of the times we put ourselves in prison and overreact to what we're being told. So I hope you won't do that. I hope you will look it up and see what you can do, what you're allowed to do. And I bet you can get out and exercise. There's probably some parks around you. And even if not, go out in the country, just like I'm doing right now. Pull off on the side of a road. Have a picnic. Enjoy the forest, the animals, the birds. Take in the fresh air. All right, that's my 2 cents and my rant for today. Now, if you found any of this information helpful, please comment and like, share, and subscribe if you haven't. And until next time, may everyone have safe and happy travels wherever life leads you.
All I want is for you to be happy. Give me a chance to show that you can be. Well, open